Chapter 5. Bloom and Wither. Leilani stood at the counter, cradling a warm cup of coffee. The kitchen as pristine as a magazine spread, soaked in the sunlight pouring through the shutters. Outside, her garden exploded in a riot of color, daisies, azaleas, and roses spilling out of perfectly manicured beds. It was the kind of scene that would make a real estate agent salivate, but Leilani, gazing out at the flowers, wasn't fooled. Quiet like this? It had teeth. The sharp buzz of her phone cut through the stillness, startling her. The name on the screen softened her tension into a smile, but just barely. She answered with the warmth only a mother could summon on cue. "Hey, sweetie, so nice to hear your voice." "Hi, Mom. How are you?" Karen's voice was bright but stretched, like someone smiling through a traffic jam. "I'm fine. How are you?" Leilani asked, letting her words settle like feathers. "Busy as hell, but busy is good, right?" Karen's laugh sounded like the echo of an empty coffee cup. Leilani chuckled softly. "That's what they say." "How'd your gig go?" Karen asked, throwing it out casually, but with that slight edge of genuine interest. Karen always had that edge. It was how she survived. Leilani hesitated, just a beat too long. "Well enough," she said finally. "It's still nice to be on stage sometimes, but..." "But what?" And there it was, the crack Karen always found. Leilani sighed, setting her coffee down with deliberate care. Cody was there. Karen's groan was audible, practically vibrating through the phone. "Of course he was. He won't give up, will he? You know he called me the other day? I didn't call back. Never do. In fact, I'm thinking of changing my number." Leilani's laugh was soft but tight around the edges. "I wouldn't do that, darling. It might just send him over the edge. He's not doing so hot." Karen's tone sharpened, frustration bubbling to the surface. "Isn't it worse if I just keep ignoring him? Never calling back? I mean, doesn't he get it by now?" Leilani leaned against the counter, the sunlight painting a glow around her, but failing to touch her mood. "I don't blame you for how you feel. I don't. But there's a part of me that keeps hoping maybe someday he'll come to his senses." Karen didn't hesitate. "Mom, he's had how many decades? If he was going to get his act together, he would have done it by now. Do you really think he's ever going to find the handle?" Leilani's eyes drifted back to the flowers. They seemed to mock her in their defiance, blooming as if the world were all bright skies and good soil. She inhaled deeply, her voice dropping to a quiet, steady rhythm. "Only the good Lord knows," she said. She didn't believe it, not really, but sometimes saying it out loud helped. Karen paused, the kind of pause where everything's been said, but nothing's been resolved. "Okay, Mom, I've got to run. Got a meeting," Karen said, the edge in her voice blunted slightly. "Love you," Leilani said, her faint smile more reflex than reality. "Love you too."